Hey grandkids, you know what time it is? It's time to read the Bible with Papa Chuck. All right, we were talking about Moses, and now we're going to talk a little bit more about Moses and how he saved the people and rescued them out of Egypt. All right, it begins. Pharaoh still wouldn't listen, so God punished him. But God kept the people safe. Everyone lived who sprinkled the lamb's blood on their door. The night God did this is called the Passover. Okay, so here's somebody sprinkling a little bit of the lamb's blood on the door, and that's what showed the spirit that came to punish Pharaoh that these were the children of God, and that protected them. The blood of the lamb was what protected them. That sounds really familiar. We're going to hear about that again. And Pharaoh finally told Moses to take God's people away, and they left Egypt that very night. How does God keep your family safe? Well, he keeps your family safe because they're in Jesus. Jesus is called the Lamb of God. And his blood, just like the lamb's blood back during the Passover, is what protects us. All right. God's people followed Moses to the Red Sea. They didn't know how to get across it. God told Moses, hold up his stick. And when he did, it made a path through the water so the people could walk across on dry land, and they were safe. Let's look at how Moses did that. Here's Moses. He's standing here, and God tells him to lift up his stick, and look at that. The water split. And then the people, they walk right through the water on dry land, and God saved them. Isn't that neat? That's a big miracle that God did, is split that water like that. God's people could not find any food in the desert. They were very hungry. God sent them little pieces of bread from heaven. Every morning, he sent them enough for that day, and that bread was called manna. All right, so look, here's the people. They're collecting the manna that God gives them. See? And God fed them in the desert with this food that is called manna, food from heaven, or bread from heaven. That's pretty neat. How do you eat? Your parents give you food, right? Well, God is your father, and your father gives your parents the food. He rains on the crops and makes the wheat and the fruit and the milk and the cows grow. So he provides all our food for us. Now, God's people came to a place where there was no water to drink. Moses asked God what to do for these thirsty people. And God told him, hit the big rock with a stick. And when Moses did, the water came out, and there was enough for everyone. Remember, every time you drink water, thank God for the water. Here's Moses. He strikes the rock, and water comes out, and those thirsty people get a drink. So when you get a drink, thank God for the drink, for your water. All right. Then Moses had an army, and an enemy army came out to fight God's people. As long as Moses raised his special stick towards heaven, God's people would win. But his arms got tired, so Moses' brother and his friend helped him. And they found a stone for him to sit on, and they held his arms up until the sun went down, and God's people won the battle. Oh, let's look at how they did this with Moses. Here he's trying to hold his stick up by himself. And there, his brother and his son are helping him to raise up the stick so that the people will win the battle. Do you need help sometimes? Who helps you? Can you help your friends, your brothers, your mom and dad? We should be very helpful. All right, one more page. Moses climbed up a big mountain. There God gave him 10 special rules on 2 stones. God wanted his people to know how to obey him. One rule is to love God. Another rule is to love and obey your parents. We call these the 10 Commandments. So what are God's rules called? The 10 Commandments. And I gave you 2 of them. Love God and love and obey your parents. Moses goes up the mountain and he gets the 2 tablets with the 10 Commandments. Pretty neat. God's helping us to obey him by giving us his commands. Okay, that's enough for this time. Love you. Say hi to your parents for me. Bye.